Jerrel here. So, I just wanted to have a little bit of a chat today, and basically the topic that I want to discuss with all of you guys is a lot of us are meeting each other for the first time, and a lot of you I'm meeting through the Kickstarter campaign. You heard about the Kickstarter for Breath of Thunder, and I'm so grateful to hear from all of you. I hope that we all stay in touch over the internet, and I can make games for you for years to come. But the topic that's been on my mind that I want to discuss with you is, what's our working relationship going to be like? What do I want from you? And I just want to make things very clear. I'm not a content creator, and I won't be able to engage with people in the way that a content creator would. If people send me, mean, hateful comments, I won't be able to have that fun back and forth. I know. Well, I think that's just this fun internet thing where people say mean things to each other and they go back and forth. And it's like this fun, like, oh, I'm going to get more likes than you think. I apologize. I won't be able to engage with you in that way because I'm not a content creator. I'm not an online personality. And I don't view people in that way. I don't view people as a username on a screen. I know all of you have your own lives. You have all your own things that you're going through. And sometimes you just got to get steam out, Sometimes you just got to vent. And for many people, the internet's the only place for that to happen. So I never respond in a retaliatory way because I'm just so happy to hear from people. I'm so happy that you are here. I'm so happy that we're all alive and that we have this opportunity to talk to each other and to spend time. So I won't be able to engage with you in the way that a content creator would. And I never will be a content creator because that's not what I set out to do. It's not what I'm good at. It's a very specific job and a very specific set of skills that I don't think I'm good at. So I'm not a content creator. I'm just a normal, everyday, just a pretty ordinary guy. And that's how I'm going to live my life. And that's how I want to engage with all of you. I'm just someone who enjoys the same kind of games that you enjoy. And that's the kind of relationships that I would like to maintain with all of you, is that I can't do that whole sort of parasocial thing where a YouTuber gets thousands of followers and then they call people their fans and they kind of want to be worshipped. And I don't want that. I really don't like that. It makes me uncomfortable. When I was a kid, I loved being noticed and getting attention. And so I was a class clown and I was always goofing around, because when you're a kid, you need validation, you need people to notice you, and you need as much attention as possible. But as an adult, I don't really like attention that much. And because of the Kickstarter, I'm hearing from people all around the world. I'm getting a lot of comments, and I'm not super, these days I'm not super into getting a ton of attention. I don't want a ton of attention. I just want to make games for people. But I have to accept that part of the job, especially this role, this job that many independent game developers are now carving out. We are forging the way forward in an uncertain future, in a climate that we are feeling out for ourselves. We are setting out on an expedition and discovering as we go along, because the game industry is at a point now where we're making games in a condition that hasn't really existed before, and we're all trying to just get by the best that we can. So here's what I want from you. I don't want your money. I was already very uncomfortable setting up the Kickstarter campaign, and people that have been supporting me for a while now know that the exchanging of money is the thing that makes me the most uncomfortable. It's my least favorite part of the situation, of the job, but that's my job. I have to sell games, and that earns money so I can pay my bills. I can maintain my studio, which is very expensive. There's so many fees involved with running a studio. So I'm on track to launch at least one game a month for the remainder of this year, and then hopefully by the end of the year things will calm down. But I'm trying to push to get 2 games launched. So hopefully within like 2 or 3 months I'll have sort of gotten ahead a little bit, and I can launch multiple games a month, and that will keep revenue flowing into the studio. So already doing the Kickstarter, I was pretty uncomfortable with that. I just asking for people for money just doesn't feel right to me. So I probably went into it a little bit half-hearted. I just want to make games for you guys, you know. And so the title of the video and the topic is, what do I want from you? I want to make games from you. I want to celebrate the things that you enjoy. I want to celebrate the things that I enjoy. I want to share these ideas and the game concepts that I have. I want to bring passion and excitement to people. And I want you guys to be a part of it, you know. Again, I'm not a content creator, and it's because a lot of it has to do with I refuse to change the way that I think, the way that I perceive other people, because it's gross to say, but a part of being a content creator means you have to start viewing people as a resource, and you have to exploit that parasocial relationship to become a successful content creator. And it sounds nasty saying that, but there's no two ways around it. That's just how it is. And I refuse to do that. I refuse to view people in that way. And I don't want to view myself as above other people. We are all equals. I refuse to refer to people as my fans. Even if other people use that word, I refuse to use that word, because I don't think of people as my fans. I think of people as supporters, because that means we are all equal. We're all on level ground. I'm not some celebrity. I'm not special in any way. I'm just doing my job. You guys do your job, and I do my job. It just happens that my job is making games and people enjoy them. And that's all it is, you know? I don't like this idea of, oh wow, you're on the internet and you're doing all this stuff, and you know, I want to give you all this stuff. I want to give you money, and that makes me really uncomfortable. And that's why I make an effort to engage with all of you on the way that I would engage with, you know, just any other friend. Is, hey, you know, did you hear about the news about this thing? Let's talk games, you know. And that's why I make an effort to go to the Discord and just hang out with people, because I think that's what life is all about. It's just spending time with people. I think that's the best thing you can do. And I'm probably rambling on a little bit in the video because I've had a very long work day after an even longer work week and an even longer work year so far. But I'm finishing up a game called Clash Your Ball. I should be able to get the rest of the levels finished tomorrow, and the soundtrack and the levels select. And then I'll be launching that across Steam, VCS, Switch. So there's just so much work to do on the Kickstarter, and there's a pretty strong chance that we're not going to be funded. And it's, you know, it's not going to bother me either way. I'm going to make games for you guys, you know, whether that gets funded or not. I'm constantly working on games because that's my job. And what I want from you guys is, I want it to feel like you and I are sitting at Denny's at 2 a.m. having a coffee and getting food poisoning from Denny's. I mean, I've said it a couple times on stream. It's fun hanging out and chatting with all of you, but that's what I want. You know, I want it to feel like we've gone out, you know, to Denny's at 2 a.m. having coffee, and we're just spitballing and we're talking about cool, fun ideas. I mean, you've had that, right? Where you've gone out, you know, with friends, and you're sort of like, man, it'd be so cool if they made a game like this. And if what if, you know, this was in that game and it had these features and it was like that, you know? And that's what I want from you guys. I want to hang out. I want to talk games. I want to talk about anything we're passionate about. It doesn't necessarily even need to be games, but that's what I want from you guys. And that's it. I really don't care about the money. I mean, there's so many supporters out there, and I just feel terrible because I'll launch a game, and then I'll hear from them, you know, like a month or two later, and they'll say, oh, they haven't had the money to pick up the new game yet. And it's like, why didn't you contact me sooner? You know, I'm always going to have your back. I'm always going to look out for you, you know. And those people, sometimes, you know, I'll just check in and say, hey, you know, I have set aside, you know, download tickets for my supporters. And if anyone's going through a time where they just don't have the disposable income, do not hesitate, you know. Contact me, send me a DM, just let me know. I always set aside download tickets for you guys. I've got your back. I'm never going to leave you behind. And, you know, one of my favorite things, and many of you were meeting for the first time because of the Kickstarter campaign, the main series that I work on is Silver Falls. It's the one that I am absolutely the most passionate about. It is where I can go all out in terms of creativity and my unique ideas and my stories. I you know, thousands of hours have gone into the Silver Falls series in terms of development and writing the characters and the stories. And it's tough because the series doesn't actually make that much money. I've got a message on my screen here. Oh, I got a little bit low battery power. It's fine. And I don't really earn that much revenue with the Silver Fall series because it does not have mass appeal, and it never will have mass appeal. And I think that's why the series itself is so unique and it's so interesting to the people who enjoy it, because it's kind of an anti-video game, and it's meant to not really feel like a video game. And I focus on the story and the feeling that the games share with the player. And I hear from people sometimes that say like, this is a bad series, I hate this series. But I hear from, 50 times the amount of people of that will contact me and say, man, I just really love the characters and the stories and the gameplay is so interesting. And so it's always important to focus on the positive side of that. But I create this series knowing full well that there are going to be people that just don't like it because they expect to play a video game, and Silver Falls isn't meant to feel like a video game, really. What's my favorite part about launching new Silver Falls games is that usually I'll do a bonfire live stream for a launch party, and I get to hang out with all of you, and we'll get to play the game together. I usually distribute content, over the stream. I distribute content that you can enjoy in the games. I can play music during the live streams. I roast food over the bonfire, and we can just hang out and just relax and chat, because it's so stressful leading up to a game's launch. You don't know who's actually going to give you any coverage whatsoever. You don't know, how well the launch is going to do. It's extremely stressful. Even just finishing a game and getting it ready to ship is stressful, and then you have to prepare the launch. And as a solo developer, you have no one to help you except your supporters. I don't have a team except for all of you who help spread the word. You guys enjoy the games, you tell other people about the games, you go online and you do the reviews. So you guys are my team. But other than that, it's tough. It's tough working in a situation like that. But yeah, and I've decided at this point, when I was a kid, I wanted to grow up and be a game developer, and that's what I am now. And I've been, the past couple of years just sort of searching, what are my goals now that I'm already a games developer? And it took me a while to really understand and decide what I want. But what I want, and it's a goal that it'll take the rest of my life to achieve, and it's something I'll constantly be working on. But I want to be someone that people can believe in. I want to be someone that people can trust, people can place their faith in, and they will know that if they place their trust in me, it will not be betrayed. I want to be someone that people will believe in. So no matter what I do, I need to stop and ask myself, the decisions that I'm making, the actions I'm taking, the choices I am making, will this help me achieve my goal? And I want to be someone that people can believe in. And that's what I want. I want to inspire people. I want people to see what I've done, and I want them to feel encouraged to also do their best and to do more and to do better than what I have done. And to that end, I must make sure that I always do my best no matter what. And part of that means that I have to do my absolute best when it comes to creating art, when it comes to creating my games. I have to do my absolute best no matter what. I got to make sure my games are fun as well. I got this pop-up on my screen here. Okay. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to share with all of you. And wait, what's that? What's that? Play dueling banjos. Everyone always says that, I play banjo. I go places, clubs. I go to music clubs. I go to old gold mining towns and mountain pioneer towns. Everyone always says that, play dueling banjos. Okay, if that's what you want. Are you happy? Anyway, I'm not sure. I think I've gone a little bit rambly, but I thought it'd be nice to have just a nice talk tonight. I've been working very hard. My brain's a little bit scrambled getting the next game done. I have to really rush to finish Clash of Ball. Then I'll get the demo and the trailer for Breath of Thunder. You know, I'm not going to give up, but I don't suspect that the Kickstarter will reach fully funded, because I'm not a professional Kickstarter campaign runner. That's not what my strengths are, and I really misunderstood internet culture and Kickstarter culture. So I don't suspect that we'll get to the finish line on the Kickstarter, but I'm certainly going to do my best. I'm going to try. After that, I need to finish my game, Gorgeous Sword Longhard Justice. I need to get that shipped out. Please hang out for April Fool's Day. I'm working on something, and I'll be launching something on April Fool's Day. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then I've got to get my next game, Sweet Abominations, out, and then Silver Falls Duck Season, then Silver Falls Face Takers. I've Silver Falls Galaxy Bound Curse DX for the Switch. I've got so much work on my hands, and while I'm still working on my larger titles, I still have to work on my smaller titles as well. So, and that's why I just, you know, it's going to be extremely difficult for me to work on an RPG, a full-sized RPG like Breath of Thunder, because I have to focus on launching titles all the time. Anyway, I hope you're all well. I've probably gone on way too long in this video. So it's late at night. It's like 1 a.m. I usually work until like 2:30, get a couple hours of sleep, wake up, and then straight back to work. But I really need to launch about 3 or 4 more titles, and I need to get back to body conditioning. If I do body conditioning pretty heavily, regularly, then I can usually go about 6 months doing about 130 hours a week. But after that 6-month point, my body sort of gives me the signal that, hey man, you got to stop working and you need to do the physical conditioning again. So, you know, I'm already pushing well past my limits. And it was probably a really bad time for me to launch the Kickstarter, because I was already pushing my 6-month limit on that. And I was already pushing long work weeks. So probably a bad time for me to launch the Kickstarter, but a bunch of people were asking me to do the Kickstarter for the RPG because they liked what I was showing them and sort of the early progress. Anyway, I'm rambling. It's late at night. That's what happens. Hey, it's 2 a.m. Let's all go to Denny's and get food poisoning.